Lesley, a little bit of turpentine and some elbow grease, and we'll be able to forget the whole thing.
Yeah? Will we? You going to be able to forget all the ugly things they wrote on the walls?
Or the garbage they dumped over everything.
Come on, admit it. It was a vicious, nasty thing to do.
Yes, it was, and that is all the more reason why we get the sports center open. Kids like Blackie, they need a healthy way to release their energies. Constructively, Chen.
To make sure that more kids don't turn out like Blackie.
Yeah, if we can turn just one of those young toughs over, I mean, we really have accomplished something.
Maybe we can turn more than one if we get them to a point where they'll trust us.
Yes, well, we'll see. I'm sorry. I'm not being much help here, and I should be, and I probably could be if I weren't thinking about Laura all the time.
We're all thinking about Laura.
Well, has there been any news from Luke?
Oh, no lead so far, but he's coming in today. We're hoping maybe at the last minute he's come up with something.
We'll leave it to Luke. Just soft tap. Who could that be?
Probably one of the little kids again. It's Blackie.
Hey, will you look at me?
I look at you. I don't like what I see.
I'm a mess, right?
Somebody really had it in for you.
Hey, it was you, Weber. You did this to me.
What are you talking about? What happened?
Hey, man, I might not hang around the schoolyard much, but don't take me for no idiot.
Would you please calm down and tell me what happened?
Oh, both of you calm down. I think we can get the details a little later. I think the important thing is to get him cleaned up right now.
Hey, both of you,
Very good
man,
idea.
get away from me. Nobody in this dump touches me.
Look, what did you come for if you're not going to be cooperative?
I just figured you might want a close-up look at what happens when you give orders.
Blackie, I still have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about two guys, Weber. I'm talking about baseball bats in one hand, brass knuckles in the other hand. Don't take me for no idiot, man. I've lived along this waterfront long enough to know who cracked skulls for George Dernly.
What does George Dernly have to do with you or with me?
Hey, he was your buddy, isn't he?
George Dernly is anything but my buddy.
Hey, but he's your partner in this sports center building, right?
No, he's not. He's a landlord. He's not a partner. We leased the building from him. That's the only connection that there is.
Well, how come it's the beginning of my connection?
Blackie, all I want to do is fix up that building so it can benefit the community.
Dernly's doing something good for the community.
Like, just listen to me, all right? Just...
Yes, man. You listen to me. I'm a member of this community, and you can see what Dernly's done for my face. I'm not buying it, Doctor. I'm not buying one bit of this sports
Will
stupid
you shut up for a minute and just answer me one question honestly, okay?
Ask.
Are you sure? Are you 100% positive that it was Dernly who sent those guys?
Look at my face, Doctor. Take a real good look at my face.
I'm looking.
Hey, man, it's a trademark of Dernly's. They always get you where it leaves the most scars.
Lesley, would you take care of the boy? I have something important to do. Excuse me.
Yeah, you can tell him I'm definitely interested in making a deal, Hank. But it's going to have to be on my terms, which means forget about the bank interest rates. I call the shots in this one. That's right.
Dernly?
What is this? No, not you, Hank. Someone's in the office.
Look, I got to talk to you.
Wait a minute, Hank. Look, I'm on the phone. Why don't you take a load off?
I can see you're on the phone. Now, what I have to say will not wait.
Look, Hank, let me call you back. No, this won't take long. Look, that deal on that sports center building was signed and sealed, Doctor. You want to walk away from it?
I don't have any problem with that deal or that arrangement, all right?
But you do have a problem.
Yeah, I got a problem. I'm sick and tired of your strong-arm tactics.
What are you talking about? I'm a legitimate businessman. Not to mention the fact that I'm president of the Dockside Businessmen's Association.
I don't care what you're president of. I don't want to see any more kids down on this waterfront beaten up.
You want to run that by me again?
Blackie Parish came into the clinic this morning, and he was very badly beaten.
Blackie Parish. Oh, isn't he that kid that messed up your sports center last night?
Yeah, I kind of thought you would have heard about it.
Well, the waterfront has ears, Doctor.
Yes, it has a bunch of goons that go around with baseball bats and brass knuckles, too.
Look, some kid got a lesson in private property. What are you getting excited about?
Don't you have any compassion at all?
Don't you have any gratitude? It sounds to me like somebody did you and your sports center a big favor by educating this Blackie kid.
Mr. Dernly, the whole purpose of a sports center is to help kids. Not beat him half to death.
Come on, Doc. You're a medical man. Nobody ever died from a little slapping around.
This boy happened to have been very badly beaten.
Yeah, well, kids are your worry, Doctor. My only concern is to see that my building gets fixed up without any interference.
Oh, is that an admission that you had somebody beat him up?
Oh, no.
And you're gonna look me straight in the eye and deny it, right?
That's right. Because nobody, and that includes you, can ever prove otherwise.
Oh, that is smart. That is, very smart.
Well, I prefer to think of myself as savvy. And I'd advise you to get a little savvy yourself and quit worrying about punks getting slapped around. And thank your lucky stars that some nameless person is looking out for your interests.
You make me sick.
Yeah, well, they say you gotta have a strong stomach to do business, Doctor.
Dernly, you'll need a lot more than a strong stomach if I find any more kids down here beaten up. And proof or no proof, I'll nail you.
Well, there's one nice, reliable thing about you, pal.
What's that, Les?
If you're not on the boat, you're usually here.
That's true. I kind of hang around greasy spoons like a swarm of flies, don't I?
Luke, any luck in New York?
No, Rick, it was a bunch of blind leads. Delphina dragged me in and out of every freak hangout in the city.
Did you see Bobby?
Yeah. It was a bright spot in the trip. We had lunch. She's very happy there, but when I told her what was happening, she wanted to come back on the first flight.
Oh, no.
Well, there's nothing that Bobby could really do here.
I know. I told her that. I told her she should stay in New York. In case Laura shows up there, she'll have somebody to turn to.
What about your other leads?
Well, why don't we take a table? I'll tell you about it.
Hi. Hi.
So let's get this show on the road here.
What, do you have another plan to find Laura?
If any ideas are welcomed, everything we've come up with is a dead end. I need a next move.
What about Mel?
I will call his assistant in New York again, but I have a feeling it's not going to help us.
What about the man that Laura claimed was following her?
Well, anything we have there is Laura's description of this guy with piercing eyes.
Right, and aside from a name on a passenger list, we don't know if he followed Laura here or not.
Okay, so then let's start with who else could possibly have had anything to do with her?
Rose, did you notice anybody around here showing particular interest in Laura?
Well, you know, Luke, a lot of people are interested in Laura.
No. You know what I mean. Unusual interest. Did they ask personal questions, anything like that?
The only thing they ask about the yacht on the dock. They see it. They want to know who lives there. Just that kind of stuff.
Nobody unusual.
No, I can't think of anybody.
Anybody else got any different ideas?
Wait a minute. There was this strange guy who came in recently. I think he was a businessman.
Well, who was he?
I don't know his name, but he did say that he travels back and forth between New York and Port Charles.
Did he come in when Laura was in town?
He was in twice, and I'm pretty sure both times she was in town.
Anything else?
The one thing I noticed is that he had this beautiful sapphire ring on, and I commented about it, and then his eyes were like spooky. I mean, he looked at me, and it was like he could see right through me.
That's our man.
Who is it?
The man with the piercing eyes. It's got to be. There's only one way to prove it, though.
How?
I'm going to have to track down this D. Gray character.
Listen, did you get a list of Laura's calls that she may have made from her room in New York?
Good thinking. Let's get on it right away, see what we come up with.
Hey, come on, guys. Don't forget there are 2 Lauras missing. One of them happens to be my sister.